Okay, I'm so excited. We have made it to day 14. We have made it through the 2 weeks. And no matter how you followed the plan and how you shifted it, I am just super stoked that you hung in there with us and that you were able to follow along. So you should really be proud. And I'm really hoping that you found a couple things that you can take away for the long term and implement in your life and make it lifestyle changes, and that they are lasting things that really support you. So yeah, I know that not everything will stick, and I know that we won't be off sugar forever. Like, that's not a sustainable thing. But I'm really hoping that there's a couple things that you could take away from this challenge. And some of the biggest things that I wanted you to take away was how to replace sugary foods with other things. Specifically, starting the day with a good breakfast, and then having that water when our body's telling us we're hungry and we're reaching for those sweets. We have water to make sure it's not dehydration. And then to have other snack healthy foods around us so that we can go for those and that they can fill us up, rather than having a big spike in our blood sugar levels and then crashing, which gives us energy lulls and mood swings and so many other things that we might be experiencing. So I just wanted to recap a little bit of this challenge, and so you can sort of see which things that you were impacted by and what things that you really want to take away as we move forward. So we're going to recap. I'm going to just talk about a couple of wins that we had, go through that. And then I want to be transparent and say I am going to share how you can work with me further if you want to. I know that this spurred a lot of questions and for everyone, or for a lot of you. And so I just want to share that and at the very end. Okay? So in the very beginning, in the first live, we talked about having a why and why that was important, and how when we're doing a hard thing, when we're changing a habit, we need to focus on that, because when we get into a social event or we're around other people, sometimes it all crumbles. Sometimes that autopilot, that robot kicks in and says, it's okay, we can just eat this, it's fine. But if we have that why in the forefront of our mind, we can focus on that, and that's really going to help us get through those really hard moments. So that is a huge part of the Kick Sugar Challenge. And as you continue on, I encourage you to focus on that why again and again, and so that you can keep feeling confident and saying no to the things that you don't want to eat that aren't making you feel well. We talked about having a challenge buddy, and this is a huge thing because of accountability makes us reach our goals, get to our goals so much closer, right? And so even just saying it out loud to somebody, what we're working towards, it really, really helps us. It really does. So that's a huge thing. So I was encouraging you guys to check in with each other, and even now, like, I want you to find a friend. If you didn't find a buddy yet, like, you can move forward and just share where you're at, share what you learned, share what you're working towards now. And I encourage you to just check in every month or every 2 months, set a date in your phone, go for a coffee date, and just say, like, what are you proud of this month? Like, what do you want to work towards more? Like, how are you feeling, And that's huge, because I'm not able to continue this challenge forever. I'm not able to, like, always be there. And so if you can get that support from that team around you, that is amazing, and that is such a good place to be. Okay? We talked about how it's a habit, how it's not, okay, I'm going to restrain myself from eating sugar and it's going to be okay tomorrow, like I'm going to be fine if I have enough willpower. It's not about willpower. It's about creating a habit. It's about making those patterns in our brain, and realizing, like, okay, when we reach for something, when we're hungry, what can we reach for that's going to be sustaining us and giving us energy and giving our body nutrients to get through the day with and to thrive on, so how can we replace that? How can we replace those foods? We talked about how it is a lifestyle, how over time it's not just a goal or a challenge, but it becomes a way of thinking and a way of doing life, right? And that's how the habits, that's how we're creating healthy habits, and they become a lifestyle. Okay, we talked about if you do consume things that you regret or don't feel good after, how to move on from that. How if the shame comes up, you just, you speak truth and you realize what happened in that moment to get you there. And then you say, you know what, let's pick up and do it tomorrow. Like, I am strong enough to do this and I am capable. Okay. In our live video 3, we talked about how to politely say no, because those social situations can be really uncomfortable, really awkward, and it's really hard to get away from sugar these days. Like, it isn't everything, it is all around us. It does take time, and it does take work to try and get away from it. And so I gave you some tools and some things to help in those moments, and just explaining that you feel better off of sugar, or bringing something instead, like bringing a snack to share, like popcorn or hummus and crackers, that maybe won't make you feel so drained after you crash. Okay. We talked about how fruit is a perfect source for us, how it's in a perfect source for our body to break down and to use, and how we should go to it first. And even before fruit juice or canned fruit, those ones are more concentrated and are going to spike our blood sugars even higher. But how fruit has water and fiber, and how it's got the antioxidants and the phytonutrients and all of those things for you. And so they should be your first reach when you want a dessert or something. When you already had a good breakfast, you made sure that you're not dehydrated, and then you're like, okay, I want a sweet thing. Reach for fruit first. Like, why not? Let that be your go-to, because so many sugars have empty calories that we're just adding, and some of them are better than others. And I did send you guys a link about that. I can link that again. But you can look at the different sugars in the breakdown and which ones you want to choose to have going forward from this. I want you guys to make that decision. However, I just want to say, like, fruit is the best option. That's what I'm going to say. Okay. We talked about how our taste buds regenerate. It takes from about 6 to 14 days, and that's why I wanted the challenge to be this long. So you might notice now that sugary things are actually really sweet, and that's really what I was hoping for. I want you to realize fruit is amazing the way it is, and it is very sweet. And a way that we can also focus on this is whole foods, and realizing, like, dill is very powerful and strong. Or when you've been off of salt for a while, I've heard people say it's really salty, but often we don't realize that because our taste buds are just bombarded with sugar and salt to make processed foods palatable. And we really want to get away from that. We really want to focus on those herbs, those spices, those fruit, those vegetables, and just because they are so nutrient dense, and they are going to bring you so much life. So that's really the core of what I want to teach, is to focus on those whole foods, to focus on those foods that are going to give you power. Okay. We talked about how to consider what to eat. So looking at the label, how many of those ingredients do you understand? How long is the label? Like, how many ingredients are there? We want to sort of stick to simple foods, because in their original state, because the more processed they are, the more broken down, the more they're often heated, which takes out a lot of the things that are good for you. And so we just want to think about that. And the simple way, if you're overwhelmed, is to think, is this food in front of me going to sustain me and help me and grow my body stronger and restore? Or is it going to deplete nutrients using what I have inside of me to break this down, to process this? Is it going to overload my system? So that's really the big question, that when you're like, should I have this or not, is to ask that question. Is this going to help me, or is this going to hurt me? and make your decision from there, okay? And then we talked about how we made a plan, like I made a plan for us to all follow the last 2 weeks. And I think that is huge because, like we said at the very beginning, is, you know, sometimes we go into autopilot and we just sort of make decisions as we go. But we need that plan for success. We need to know where we're going. We need to know what we want, what the goal is, okay? And so moving forward, I want you to take ownership of this. Like, this is so cool that you care about this and that you're feeling, you know, that we're doing this with so many people who also care about this. Like, this is an important thing, and sugar is bombarding us. And so I want you know where you're at, you know maybe how addicted to sugar you are, or what things you specifically maybe eat a lot of. And so that's why I want you to make your own plan. And so you can use my plan that I created as a guide. It's in all the emails, and you can shift it. Say, like, I want to focus on this, this, and this, and I don't want to do these, and I want to do this. And then, you know, have that why in the forefront as you have that why to guide you, and then the plan will just flow, and it becomes a habit, and it becomes a lifestyle. And that's really what I'm encouraging you to do. So that's really the recap of the whole last 2 weeks. There's a few things that I didn't go over, but you guys get access to those videos, and you guys can go over those emails as slow as you want to, and complete the assignments if you haven't done those. And it's all really gonna pay off and come together to make something really great. So I know some people have said, like, I can't do this, I don't think it's ever possible, I'm overwhelmed. And I just want to say, like, if you sit in that, that's going to become your truth. But if you can speak life and truth and say, this is possible, I am capable, I know I can do this, that is going to become your truth. And I know this because I sat in that place for so long. I didn't think that it was possible to go without sugar. Like, it was just everywhere around me. I was so like, my attention went straight to the sugar as soon as it came out, and I just, like, I couldn't say no, and I had such a strong need that I had to fill from it. And I think that the biggest thing was getting it out of my reach, and that's why like, the first assignment was get it out of your reach, get it out of your house, you know. And then we replaced it with other things, and that was the game changer for me, and that's why I am sharing that with you. So once again, once I realized it was possible and I saw other people doing it, and I thought, okay, I can do this too. And when that clicked, when I said, oh, I can do this too, that's when it all fell into place. That's when I had momentum. And it wasn't always, but I could just pick back up and keep going. And I know that on a female cycle, there's times where you're feeling more drawn to it, or you're feeling weaker. And I still feel that now, but I am capable of making good choices now, and so I'm just so thankful for that. Anyways, that's a bit of encouragement for you guys. Okay, so at the beginning of the challenge, I sent out a little quiz, and I said, okay, where are your energy lulls now? I said, what is your energy level now? And I said, what's your attention span these days? And so I asked you to write this down in your journal, and now I'm going to ask you 14 days later to answer those same questions again, and just compare and see how your body has changed and how you are feeling. So I encourage you to do that. That's the assignment for today. Okay, then practical tip as we're moving forward. I know that it's not sustainable to completely kick out sugar for the rest of our life. I want to be realistic, and I mean, I'm a human too. I know what it's like, and I do have sugar here or there on a special celebration, and I don't feel shame around it anymore, because I know that I have been filling my plate with things that have making me feel good and empowering me all week. And so, you know, if I have a treat here or there, it's okay. But I just want to say, if you know something is gonna spike your blood sugar levels and make you crash, and you know you're eating that, or you realize afterwards, that these are the 2 tips that I'm going to give you. Firstly, you can have apple cider vinegar, like 2 teaspoons of it with a cup of water, or you can just take it as a shot, like just straight apple cider vinegar, and that's going to help you rebalance your blood sugar levels and bring that back so it's not a crazy crash. So that's number 1 thing that you can do. So you can eat that with your treat or after. And the second thing that you can do is exercise, and that will support your blood sugar levels to come back to a stable spot. And so if that looks like maybe, you know, you had a sweet treat with friends and you know that they're all feeling it, you know, encourage everyone, let's just like all go for a walk right now, and that's going to support you and that's going to support everyone, you know. You can do that. Or you know, you could, if you're in a social setting, you can't go for a walk, you can go to the washroom and you can do a bunch of squats. You know, you can do like, let's do 30 squats right now. That's also going to help, like getting that your heart rate up is going to help you not have that crash in your blood sugar level. So those are 2 practical tips moving forward. You can try those out and see how they work for you. Okay, so like I said in the last video 4, the importance of having a plan as we move forward. You know, we've done these 2 weeks now, you feel strong maybe, or maybe you're feeling like, okay, I'm on the uphill rise, I'm going to keep going, I want to keep trying this, it's a new year. I talked about the importance of having a plan and focusing on what things you can make sustainable, or what things you do really want to focus on now. And so now I'm going to just share how I can come alongside you in that. And so if you're feeling overwhelmed, like you're like, I don't know how to make a plan, that seems really daunting, or I have a lot more things going on than I realized, I'm not feeling good at all, can you help me? Like, this was just the beginning. I can totally help you. Or if you're just like, I'm not sure what's next, what's the next step, so let's keep taking care of my health, right? I can keep helping you. I want to keep helping you. So what I am trained to do is to look at your symptomatology. So go into your 11 body systems and see sort of where things are popping up, or where we see different things arising. And then it's like a 5-page survey that you go through with me. And then from there I can get a good picture of sort of the root issue, what might be going on, to help you with your main concern, okay? And so from there, I offer that would be the 6-week coaching, nutritional coaching. And I don't offer one-off coaching sessions, just because I want to help you reach your goals. Like we have to put the time in, okay? And so that's why I offer it in 6 weeks. So from there, then I can give you very specific and practical insights and things to work on from there. So that includes what to eat, what not to eat, supplements, lifestyle recommendations, exercise recommendations, stress, sleep recommendations, as well as a food plan for 7 days, which includes recipes and pictures, okay? And then you have unlimited access to me for 6 weeks through email, and we do 4 calls throughout the 6 weeks, okay? And we check in and we chat about what you want to chat about or what you want to focus on. So because you signed up for this challenge, I'm going to offer a 7th week for free and a 5th call for free, okay? So that will be in the 7th week. And so that offer is lasting from now until Sunday midnight, so for pretty much 2 days, if you want to jump on that. After that, I am closing the doors to coaching until later this year, just because I've got other things that going on, and just how it is right now. So if you want to jump on and get coaching from me and work further on these things, all you need to do is go to my website, go work with me, and sign up for the free 15-minute connection call. And that's just really where we're going to talk about your root concern and how, if I can help you with that, and if I'm the right person for you. And if so, we're gonna move forward, and you're gonna get that 7th week for free. And then I can help you with that. So that's number one offer for you guys. And the second offer is if you're like, okay, that seems like a lot, but I honestly just like, I just want to know what to eat right now. And you're just like, I want to do a little bit of meal planning, and I want to do a little bit of food prep, and this is the time I have, and this is sort of the diet that I'm eating. Can you sort of just like guide me and give me the right direction? And so that's my other option. And I can make you a 7-day curated menu, and that's going to give you ideas and sort of outline what you want to food prep. It's going to give you recipes. It's going to give you a Pinterest of things just for you. You're going to fill out a survey that's personalized to you, how much time you have, what your preferences are, what your lifestyle is like, and I will make you a 7-day menu. So that's also an option. I'm offering 15% off that for the next 2 days also. So if you want to sign up before Sunday night, yeah, that's on my website under Work With Me, and you sign up for the 7-day curated menu. So those are the two options that I wanted to share with you guys today. And I'm offering this because I think that you guys really care about moving forward, and I want to support people that care about that too, okay? So huge thank you to doing the challenge with me. This has been so fun and so encouraging. So I'm just going to end off with some of the wins, okay? So on the Facebook group, I asked, what are the wins from the challenge? And this is what people said. I am a whole lot more mindful towards foods and their added sugars. I cannot say I followed 100%, but I love the time to think about food and my relationship with sugar. That's awesome. I'm super excited about that, because I think that that's a huge thing that I wanted to share, was let's think about what we're eating. What are we putting in our bodies, right? Huge win. Okay. I'm so excited about my transformation. My skin looks so good, and I lost weight in my face, along with tons more energy. And these are just pulses and areas that inspired me to continue forward. But ultimately, my largest win is having the willpower to continue the sugar-free lifestyle. Maybe not perfectly always, but definitely looking at whole foods is more fun, and this challenge has brought me back to a place of refreshment and enjoyment of cooking all over again. The basic of my win is having fire in my belly again to take care of myself as before I stopped trying altogether. That is a huge win. That is such an encouragement to me, and I'm just so excited to hear that, you know, moving forward, it's changed, you know? You're stoked about your body, you're stoked about your system, you're stoked to get about doing that. So that is another huge win. Okay, another one. I wasn't sugar-free the whole time, but I made big improvements in my sugar consumption and awareness. I was using too much honey, thinking it's good for me. Sugar, even honey, maple syrup, and coconut sugar is sugar, and it impacts the body similarly. That's really true. The biggest benefit I have experienced is sleeping more peacefully and uninterrupted at night. This has been a great challenge, and I plan to continue applying what I've learned. Super excited to hear that. Super awesome that the sleep is getting better, and just learning new things from this challenge. Okay, last one. For me, the challenge has reminded me of how much sugar has inadvertently found its way into my diet. I feel my taste buds are more sensitive now, and I plan to continue to be sugar-free until the end of January at least. That's awesome. That's a huge win, because I wanted your taste buds to change. I wanted you to sort of see that. And so often we don't see how much it creeps into our life until we take it out, right? Okay. So those are huge wins. I'm just so stoked that we were able to do this. Keep sending me your wins. I want to hear about them. And if you have any questions about coaching or the menu, or just about the challenge or moving forward, please message me on Instagram. That's where I'm at a lot, and that's where I love to answer you guys' questions. So thank you so much for the last 2 weeks, and we'll be in touch, okay? So much love, and you've got this. Keep going. Focus on your why, and you can do this, okay? Okay, see you guys.